was on August the 3rd or 4th. I believe notice of hearing was on the 4th. Then through just clerical error at my office, we didn't get that filed until this morning. But as a result of having been notified that I was no longer going to be representing Ms. Davis, at that point, my authorization really to prepare for this hearing this morning was removed. And so I came obviously to appear and to deal with it if necessary, but we had asked for, or we'd been notified that we'd been removed as counsel as of prior to, I should say, the notice of hearing.
Well, Judge, I have no objection to the withdrawal.
Okay. All right. I will, before you leave, who filed? I see on the motion to remove the executor, I saw that was filed, but when in the file, I didn't see that motion.
Motion to remove executor, that would have been filed by Ms. Juarez, obviously.
Yes, Ms. Waters, I don't see that motion. Is it?
We filed a motion to remove the executor, Your Honor, and we've also filed a motion to appoint a successor executor.
Okay, it is set, and but it may be on that it is e-filed. But if it is, then I've got to minimize the Zoom to get onto that. Mr. Kirby, as a courtesy, do you have an extra copy of it that I could borrow and return back to you? I'm going to grant the motion for him to withdraw.
The motion to withdraw or the motion for the
withdrawal of counsel. So I'm granting the motion to withdraw as counsel. I'd like a copy of the motion or the application to remove the executor, just because you're the attorney still here.
Yes.
And it's not if it's in the paper file, I don't see it. You mind?
I'm sorry for the inconvenience, Your Honor. Thank you for granting us this courtesy. It was just not something I was expecting, and I know my client wanted to resolve this.
Yeah, sure. I think I got it loud. Okay. Okay, so then I have granted the order for withdrawal of counsel, and now, Ms. Waters, where does that leave us on your application to remove the independent executor?
Well, Your Honor, we'd still like to go forward and qualify. Well, one, remove our current independent executor and qualify a new executor in that the estate still needs full administration as far as we know. If you would like some evidence or testimony with regards to that removal, we can, or I can give you sort of our general standing as to why the removal is necessary.
Okay, you can, yes, you may.
All right, Your Honor. So as far as we understand, none of the heirs have received their required notice with regards to being notified that they are heirs or even being given a copy of the will. There is a secured creditor who has a reversed mortgage on the deceased home, and it is our understanding that that reverse mortgage either has become due or is going to be due. And as far as we know, that's that notice to that creditor or any other creditor has not been given. As far as the file is concerned, the only notice or any act that this independent executor has taken has been to give notice by publication. But beyond that, my client will testify that there are assets that she has had to collect. She also had to pay legal fees for Mr. Kirby's services, and she has not been reimbursed for that. She's had to pick up another vehicle that was just sort of sitting out at a garage that hadn't been picked up for months. The deceased motor vehicle as well, a truck, has been repossessed. And so,
Ms. Waters, would you like to put on any testimony?
yes, Your Honor, I'll call Miss Jamie Smith Henchy.
Okay. Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear the testimony you give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Waters, you may proceed.
All right, Miss Henchy, you were Mr. James Allen's daughter, correct?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. And you, prior to his death, you were familiar with his business, with his financial affairs, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you helped him handle his accounts, his bills, all of those sorts of matters, correct?
What he needed help, as he needed help.
Okay. All right. And so is there a truck that has been repossessed?
Yes, there has been.
All right. And what make and model was that truck?
I think a 15 Ford four-wheel drive at 150.
All right. And as far as you know, why was that repossessed?
It wasn't paid for in the estate. part of
Okay.
the estate.
All right. And who was using the truck prior to it being repossessed?
My sister, Becca Davis.
All right. And are there any other debts that you are currently paying that are that belong to the estate of your father?
Yes, Frontier Bank of Texas, a tractor and a trailer note that
All
I've
right.
paid 16 notes of.
All right. And how long have you been paying those?
Sit for 1 year, but it was back. It was a couple months past due when I started.
All right.
So,
And have you informed Ms. Davis that these are amounts that need to be paid?
yes, ma'am.
And have you been reimbursed for the past year of any of those funds that you've paid?
No,
All right. And you said there were 2 notes. What are the amounts on those notes?
the amounts as in monthly,
Yes, ma'am.
they were, they,
Can I stop a second? Ms. Waters, I'm gonna really need to talk first about anything that the executor has or has not filed.
All right, Your Honor.
And can we do that first?
Sure.
Okay.
And so I'll call Ms. Davis, Becca Davis,
Right.
Your Honor.
Is that you? Yes, that's what I thought. Okay. Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear the testimony you give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Would you come up a little bit so you can be in her screen? There you go. Thank you.
All right. All right. So Ms. Davis, have you notified the secured creditors in this state?
As in what? Which creditors?
As in giving them the official notice that you've been qualified as the independent executor?
As it came about, like the truck, when they called, I informed them, I sent them a death certificate, and they immediately wanted to pick up the truck. It did not have to do with the payment. They said that if he were no longer living, they wanted the truck back to secure the collateral.
All right. Do you know whether their official notice as required by the estates code has been given to them?
I do not know. I relied, and this is a lot of the reason I released Mr. Kirby, because I had no idea what the steps were, and I relied on him, and I don't feel that I got the guidance that I needed, since I've, of course, never done this before, which is when I talked to someone else. And
All right.
they,
So Ms. Davis, what about the notice to all of the heirs? Have you given them the notice as required by the estates code?
I had no idea what to give them.
All right. What about a tax ID? Have you gotten that for the estate?
Nope.
All right. Ms. Davis, as a matter of fact, you actually have, this process was started because your sister, Jamie Henchy, actually paid the legal fees for your attorney, correct?
She paid some, and I've paid some, and my other sister paid some.
All right. And those are all the questions I have, Your Honor, with regard to the filings.
Okay, Ms. Davis, is there an inventory appraisement or list of claims on file with the court?
I don't know that it's been filed. After we did the original probate hearing with Mr. Poppy, I was asked to get that together. I got it together. I sent it in December. In January, we were told they still didn't have it. I resent it, and then I asked every month since then to get it. And so I do not know if it's been filed.
And so, Your Honor, I would just ask that the court take judicial notice that the inventory was due in January of this year, 2021, and that has not been filed.
And that's what I'm trying to determine now, to get off of my Zoom. I don't want to get off of my Zoom while we're on it I had looked the other day to see if there was.
Email copies where I sent it to Mr. President.
So the fact though is that this probate there was an order granting, probating the will and authorizing letters testamentary on October 27th of 2020. Then there was a time period for that to be due. That's fairly common. It is fairly common for people to make a motion to extend the time. It is fairly common for people to just file it late, even without a request. It is also not so common to see a motion to remove an executor. But when there is, that's the first thing we look at, see if those filings had been made. It could be cured in the meantime. If I had looked and it was in there, the court could rule that it is cured. However, it's not in there. And so therefore, there's nothing for me to say that it is cured and it is a requirement. So the court has no choice but to grant the request to remove the independent executor. Ms. Waters, do you need to continue any further testimony about the request to appoint a new executor?
I do not, Your Honor. I have submitted some proposed orders for the court.
Right, but I'm saying I don't think that you had finished qualifying your applicant.
Correct. So yes, Your Honor, I would just call Miss Henchy Smith to just ask her some very quick questions.
You can step up and you're reminded you're still under oath.
All right, Miss Smith, you're familiar again with the affairs of your father, correct?
Yes.
All right. And as far as you know, the administration of this estate is still necessary, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you are willing to serve as the independent executor?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you're not disqualified from serving as such, correct?
No.
All right. Your Honor, those are all of the questions that I have for Ms. Smith.
I am willing to step up and do this. I just need the documents. My sister had the mail forwarded when he was gone 6 months prior to his death. So to be able to fully complete these things, we would need her help and good graces to proceed.
Correct. And then, of course, you are over the age of 18.
Of course. Thank you.
Yes.
The,
Your Honor, those are the questions I have.
The court will grant the application to appoint the new independent executor. The will states that any successor would still be an independent. It would still be an independent administration and not require bond, and that is further granted. Do you have an order for that, or is that e-filed?
It has been e-filed, Your Honor. And
Okay.
I can have my client bring it back. I can have her have it, get it.
Assuming- Is there an oath? Have you prepared an oath?
Yes, Your Honor. And that
All
has
right.
also been e-filed.
Okay.
What I can do, Your Honor, is have her walk up to one of the clerk's office and come back with the oath, and she can sign it with Ms. Rice, if that's what the court would prefer.
That's fine. Okay. Thank you. All right, sir, excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, this will conclude our hearing and the Zoom call.
Thank you.
Thank you.